All right, we're gonna call the highway committee meeting to order. It is 5:00, April the 9th. We do have a quorum of the highway committee. And we've got several other commissioners and stuff here. So before we start, Tim, do a little blessing first.
I'm a listener, not a speaker.
Not a speaker. Well, we'll get to it.
I'll be happy to. Y'all stand. Father in heaven, we bow before you this afternoon, thanking you for everything that you give to us, especially thanking you for this great county that we get to serve and live in. Father, as we're making decisions tonight surrounding the highway and our citizens, we ask that you'll be with us. Let us make the correct decisions for them. Be with us as we travel from here too. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, glad to have everyone here tonight. I think, number one is on the agenda. Danny, you want to have? I think, that's gonna be, followed up later at some other point. So we'll just go to number two, which, that's paving for, Christ-like Academy. Do we have a spokesperson?
That would be me.
All right.
I think David was gonna fix that, but he's not here, so.
Oh, well, is he in his office or?
Yes. I'm a good check.
Yeah. Check.
Here's a, I don't do it, I probably, I only have 8 handouts.
That's all right. Me and Danny will share.
Yeah, we can share. I think we get along
I'll
that
let
long.
you have it, I'm good.
I'm on, yeah, you guys.
Hey, I got one.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
So,
Sir.
It's like that house.
yep. So,
See, Mike.
I am representing Christ Life Academy. For y'all that don't know me, my name's Chris Stutz. And for those of you that participated in politics in the park the other night, thank you for coming out, participating in that. We all think it went well, and I hope it helped you as candidates to get introduced to your base. But I've got kids that go to CLA, and we're active in trying to work and help them. For those of you, most of you probably know, CLA is a private Christian school at the New Prospect Baptist Church. And as we have grown, we have created an entrance out to the back way off Blessing Road over to the school campus instead of coming in and out of 64. And what we would like to do is ask this committee, if you guys see fit, to recommend to the commission to adopt that road. We built the road to county specs, and we would like to have that road tar and chipped. Ryan's been out and looked at it, and just so you know, our thinking is we're not asking for something for nothing. As private school, we all pay tuition to the school. So we pulled all our children out of public school and we pay tuition to a private school. The first page you've got is just a breakdown of what the average family, the average household in Lawrence County puts into the school budget every year. So CLA opened in 2018-19 school year with 14 kids. This year we have 124 children, and through that whole time, us as parents pay into the tax system and wheel taxes and the different things that you guys are able to utilize for county schools. We don't see any return on that money at all. To date, we're looking at about, if you go from the time CLA started to now, we're looking at about 1.6 million that the average household, kids that go to that school, have paid into the tax base that goes to the school system. So we're not asking for something for nothing, but we would like to have some kind of return on our money, and that's kind of the way we rationalize it. We feel like we're paying in taxes, it goes to the school system, our kids are not in the school system, so we don't get any benefit out of that money. So that's what we've put in. This is a picture of the road that Larry Neatsis built. Larry owns the property on both sides of the roads to about right here. CLA owns from right here on. The road was built in partnership with Larry. He donated the majority of time, materials, labor. CLA picked up the cost of some of that stuff, but they worked that out. And we built a good road. Ryan's been out and looked at it, 2 specs. We would just like to get off of the entrance of right here, this old 64 highway, and be able to come in and out the back. We're currently using the road. This is a Google satellite view before we put millings on it. Currently, that was when it was just church. We've got millings on it. We've got a good base there. So that road is ready to be tar and chipped. If you guys would recommend to the commission to adopt the road, I think Ryan's willing to do that. Do you guys have any questions for me that I might be able to?
I got a question. Wheel tax contribution.
Yes, sir.
It says there contribution to schools. Wheel taxes don't go to schools.
No.
Debt service. Debt service.
Well, they're dead.
That's not school.
Debt service.
Debt service for schools.
Yeah. So you've got, if you want to look at that, you got your property tax contribution, and all these numbers are estimates. This is not by any means a sure, hard number. This is just average household in Lawrence County, average income. So your property tax contribution, that's average of a year of what a family would contribute would be $450. Your part of this local sales tax, which is 2 3/4 of the 9 3/4% that we get charged on the things that we buy, except for groceries. That's a little different configuration. Your wheel tax, the debt service for schools, the state sales tax, which is the 7%, and that's just a estimate. That's not saying, yeah, that's exactly what we put in, but that just gives you something to look at.
Well, I got one question that I'd like to ask the road superintendent.
Hand that on resting on the
I will.
Go ahead, Mike.
This road, what's your opinion on it? Is it meeting our specs and ready to be considered taken in as a county road, or does it lack something yet?
It likes, the road was started with Larry Neatsis with the road spec in his hand. I made several trips out there with Larry on the drainage, the field, the ditching, the width. Spent a lot of time out there. Even agreed to take his millings in place of the 6 inches of crusher run because it's good material. They done a wonderful job of building this road. Everything's right. Good a job as anybody's done. But the road was started with the spec in hand of what I have to stand in front of everybody and do. That list I just give y'all. I want you to consider this list before you give this answer. Because I have stood in front of each one of them and said the same thing. The road is not complete on my end because it's not tar and gravel. But that's part of what I have to do. I have to treat everybody the same. You know, I don't have any choice. These are 9 roads that's in the works right now in the same position, and there's a list of every one of them. and they all have been given the same list, the same road spec, and I have spent the same amount of time with them. That's all I can do. That's what my job is. So in my opinion, they've done a wonderful job on the road. I told Larry, the road was ready to go. We got one step. And I think because of this right here, you don't have any choice. Y'all have a choice, but I don't.
Is this what it would cost to tar and gravel that road?
That's what it would have cost in January. I'm sure oil.
Yeah,
a lot higher now.
today, that's way different now, you know. That was me giving a fair price because he used his product in place of the Crusher Run and things of that nature.
Well, I'm not trying to be a smart bill, but is that not the same as me saying, I don't have kids in school, so why am I contributing to the county school system? Is that not saying the same thing?
It could be.
So I'm not gonna buy that. I'll tell you right off,
So what?
I can't help it. That's also a church and state separation issue too, in my opinion. I donate to my church, and I expect my church to use that money
Sure.
to help folks and upkeep our building, our grounds.
Well, let me,
If we want a paved road, it should
Yeah.
come out of that.
I understand. Let me say this, and all we can do is come ask, you know. We can ask and y'all, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
But, knowing that we do support the school system with kids in school. Now, you don't have kids in school. We've got kids that are school age, you know. And we have to pay that in and we don't reap anything
But
from
that's
that.
your choice, right?
Sure it is. You're right.
I've got grandkids, 3 grandkids
Mhm.
in Brentwood Academy. I know what they're paying.
It's expensive.
And Williamson
There's no doubt.
County still collects property taxes and all off my daughter and her husband.
Or would you like for them to be able to reap something back, a benefit
No,
for the
that's
taxes
their
that they pay?
That's their choice.
Well, something else that we do here is we, right now, there's the ability to do applications for nonprofits. This county gives away money to lots of nonprofits. The shelter, the children's home,
Well worth.
that things that give back to the community, right? Well, these children that go out to CLA are getting a moral, biblical mindset education that will come out of there and be leaders, neighbors, business owners in our community. And I can't think of anything better to support knowing that we're going to have great leaders that have biblical values and morality come out of there that would be business leaders.
Let me ask you this though.
Okay.
What church sponsors this? New Prospect?
It's the church and the school, and Mike Boston was going to be here, but he wouldn't be able to make it. He knows more about that. So the church and school are run separately. The church, yeah, the sponsor, the school uses church facilities, but as far as money wise, does that make sense?
What religion is this? Baptist or Methodist?
Baptist.
So,
New Prospect Baptist Church.
That
So-
shouldn't make a difference what denomination they are, shouldn't it?
huh?
It shouldn't make a difference what denomination they are.
Well, it does
But
mean,
what I'm questioning is,
Sure.
why does it matter if it's a school or church? If this was just a road going into the subdivision, it would have to meet the specs, and it would have to be tar and gravel, or it can be admitted to the highway.
Money would have to be put.
Yeah.
Money would have to
But
be
the
put up.
So let's just forget about the school and the church part of it.
That's common sense way to look at it, Tim.
I can't.
And there will be a subdivision on part of that land right there.
Eventually.
At some point, is that the intention to?
Yes,
Yes,
I
Larry
think
says, has
Larry
done told me
said,
that he plans on selling lots off
No,
that
Larry's,
place down.
right now, for the immediate future, it's gonna be row crop, but I'm sure eventually at some point, Larry will develop that one.
Sure will.
That's what we're gonna do.
Well, let me just make this comment. right now, the way our specs reads, you know, this committee is gonna have to follow those specs, you know, unless they get changed or something. So, you know, as of right now, you know, I don't see any way, you know, that we could actually go against our own specs, and then plus with the list, you know, everybody else is gonna have to live with it too, so. So with that being said, you know, I think it's self-explanatory here, you know, for now. Ain't saying that there might be something, you might find some money somewhere else or something, you know, nonprofit or whatever.
So what is that process, Wayne? What exactly is that spec? As far as, did he put the wrong kind of gravel on it?
No,
No, we
it's gotta
accepted
be
his.
tar and gravel, Jim.
Okay, all right.
So the next step is
It's tar and gravel.
the developer, owner, wherever this thing stands now, if it's Larry's, whoever, don't really matter now who puts up the money, somebody's gotta come up. The way the spec reads, they pay me
To tar and chip.
to tar and chip it, and then we go in and we finish it up.
And you pave it.
We tar and gravel.
Tar and gravel on top of the chip. Okay.
Yeah.
What he used is just as good as what he was gonna have to buy.
Yeah.
And we felt like, hey, he's done paid for this. Well, it's just good material. We'd be a fool not to let him use it. You know, that was our discussion out there. So, yeah, probably better in the long run when the heat gets on it in the summer and all. So it's gonna be better.
Did you use that slag stuff or something?
Well, no, it's asphalt millings. He screened them and they're, you know, they just need slicking off and finish it up. You know.
So what kind of money is it then?
I'd have to refigure today.
See, it was.
Our bids are not good.
In January was X, I don't have the.
Well, it was,
19,000.
we were at around $19,000 back in,
I got it.
January.
February, I think you
remember.
went out there in February.
When?
February.
yeah, it's been a while, but our bids have come in as high as we've ever had on oil.
So that's for you to do tar and chip, and then the next level you would do,
Now, the next level, we don't know what we do, it'd be ours to make.
it'd
that
be on
decision.
you to
Yeah,
handle that when
yeah.
the time came.
Yeah.
What's it cost to tar and gravel mile of road?
We finished the season at 36, 37,
How long is that road?
40.
4/10 of a mile.
But now, at this
Well, yeah,
figure,
yeah.
we're gonna be 46, 47, and today, if we started today, a mile, and the price of oil, you know, we're up almost $1 a gallon in the first month bid. So, 6,000 gallon, that's $6,000 extra.
I've got two more people that raised it. Shane, you did one, I don't know if you got
Yes, sir.
your question answered or not, and then Philip.
Well, I'll say this on that, you answered my question on that, but we need to listen to what Ryan's saying about this. We gotta follow what he says. He's the man that knows what he's talking about. And once again, we can't go against somebody else is wanting their road done the same way and they're having to pay, and then we can't go against that. That's just my opinion.
I don't have a choice.
So, I feel like you need an answer of somewhere to go, because I think this committee, by the resolution that we have in place, it's not charitable contributions is how you want to go about it. So when we figure out the dollar amount, then it would need to go in the budget process in front of the charitable contributions.
Well, I think the way I understand it, you guys know more about it than I do, correct me if I'm wrong. This committee recommends to the commission to adopt the road, they have that power to adopt the road like it is.
They do, going against the resolution that's already on the books.
Right.
You'd have to either amend the resolution or just burn it and throw it.
Put the money up, right?
You can't adopt
Yeah,
that.
put money
up and
You guys put the money up.
And it'll be good.
If the money's put
And
up,
that's-
bring it back in and say,
Bring it
I've
back
got the
in.
money.
I was talking about for the money.
Yeah, then that's what we're asking for. We're asking to adopt the road without us putting the money.
So I think, I don't think that.
I don't see that.
I can't
got
see
the money.
that.
Unless that was changed.
Let me
That's
say
it.
one more thing, Wayne,
All right.
in defense of myself. I've had a problem, and you know, we've been on here a long time. I've had a problem for years on donating tax dollars. I spoke on it several times.
Yeah, you've twisted
My
my
job
for
up here is
hours.
not to donate my constituents' tax dollars. That's not my job. It's the job of the church and us individuals to get in our pockets and donate for that kind of stuff.
I'm ready to pass the hat here today if y'all want.
Okay, let's, so I think the consensus is that we don't need to take no action here on this because definitely, the road is not ready, to be presented to the full commission or to be taken in as a county road. Is.
That's the way I look at it, yes.
All right.
Well, thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for your time.
All right.
Do we need to vote on that?
No. The next line of business, I guess, is gonna be, on that Ryan.
Okay.
He's got some things he's.
Y'all gonna have to bear with me here for a minute. We're gonna hand out a couple of, yeah, let's get out. 5 or 6 minutes passing down. All right, on this same subject, but different subject, I guess, same but different. Something we've been working on now in the office here for a while is a new road spec. Now, I know we're just sitting there talking about a spec, and let me say this list I give y'all right now before we go any further. There's 9 roads on it, including the one he's talking about. We need to honor those roads no matter what we do here because we have dealt with them and started this all the same. There's 9 roads here, we wanna honor to the old road spec.
Okay.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because we've dealt with these, so we want to do right by them just like the rest of them. Now,
Please.
anybody need any more copies?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Scott. Okay, so what these are is a new road spec. A change.
What you've been working on.
Yeah, this is a brand new road spec that has very little change in it. Y'all ready?
Yeah. All right.
There's very little change in it. The wording you're gonna see that is changed over the other one is a little bit different in our cross drains and our tiles. We wanna raise them to a bigger size. We expect more cover on them. We want a road slope bank instead of the ditch being made straight against the road. We want a 3-to-1 or less on both sides of that ditch. And that thing seeded and sodded, and us keep footing the bill, keep cleaning it out all the time. This is just little stuff. All right, turn to the next page. One change we made, a dead end road would have it would have 100 feet diameter cul-de-sac. We're gonna on a turnaround for school buses, UPS, FedEx, instead of going out there and doing this number and this back and forth, we need to give them more room, and we gotta get it on paper so it holds water.
A lot of Swift drivers.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. A maximum grade. A maximum grade of 6%. Now, that's 6 feet on 100. That's not too bad. But you get 6 feet on 100, 8 feet on 100, and a stop sign, you start pushing your road. We want them to think about where they're gonna put the road before they start it. Because in your district right out yonder, they put it on a bluff. We're not interested in that.
It's about a 40%.
Yeah, we gotta stop that now.
Is it, now, question I have there, is that within the state guidelines of
Yes,
6%?
6% is standard.
Standard, okay.
Now,
All right, I thought it was 5.
Here's what I think ought to be added on to that, and many times I've changed it. Lord have mercy, this girl's typed it 1,000 times. Is an exception could be made by us, or me, one-on-one, but coming to a stop sign and taking off, we don't need to exceed that, because there's where your road's gonna be up first.
I've got a comment about that,
Okay.
about deviating from the.
Yeah, right.
And I made a note here that we would depend on you.
Yeah.
You
Well-
have the authority to deviate when absent.
Yeah, I think that needs to be put at the end of this sentence, just something I didn't get, she didn't let me get back.
Pencil it in.
Yeah.
Or at the discretion of the road
Hey,
superintendent.
if you're in a mode of travel and you're going off, that, you might get by with that a little better. But we done had them built on a steep hill coming to a stop and a start. You can't keep it there now. It's just not good. You know why they put concrete on off ramps?
Yep.
Because everybody's on their brakes and asphalt moves. You know. So, all right, we'll get back here. A lot of this is the same. We get down to number 18. Number 18 says, roadway base shall be primed. 0.30 gallons per square yard, allowing 72 hours before paving. Okay, what that's gonna do? That's gonna go on top of the 6 inches of rock. They're gonna prime that rock. It's gonna set and dry. Okay? That keeps your binder from sliding. The next step is, we're gonna ask them for 2 inches of binder mix to be rolled and compacted. After that, we're gonna ask them for 2 inches, well, it'll have tack, and it'll have 2 inches of CW hot mix. That's a type of hot mix. Yeah, that's what it is. That's a virgin mix. That ain't a reclaim. You're getting the best you can get. That ain't the highest you can get, but that's a good mix. The developer and the contractor will be required to furnish the highway department all certification of materials used. And that tells us right there, I'm smart enough, she's smart enough to look at them to know how much mix to use without being out there. I can tell by the tonnage, because we're already gonna have it fixed. Okay? We'll have to put crusher run on each side for the shoulders to get it out to 24 feet. I don't think from there on is any different than anything we already got written. Is that right?
I don't think so either.
Okay,
I've got a couple comments on the shalls though.
yeah, okay.
We've used here, must, and I think that ought to be
Where I
shall,
put
that's on
must?
number 4. Road developer must undercut, he shall undercut.
Shall, okay, that's fine.
Number
Hey, I make
5,
a lot of mistakes.
no, I'm not saying it's a mistake, I'm just saying, put a little more teeth in it. The developer, number 5, shall provide, I did, the highway supervisor, is that the highway superintendent?
Superintendent, supposed to be superintendent.
Well-
That's what you put.
Number 8, number 6,
Not her, yeah.
number 6.
There's been 3 or 4 of us typing on it.
Look at number 6, down at the bottom, number 6.
Should be superintendent, not a problem.
That's why I put or superintendent. Okay, I think that's,
All right, from there, from 18 on is exact same as what you've done read. Now, your last page is this. It's a coloring book. Because we're dealing with people out here that's building these things that need these colors. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be ugly, and he didn't have a man that done that, but
I hit on my crayon.
you see that? That's pretty self-explanatory of what we're gonna ask for and what we're gonna expect. Okay? It's a drawing of what we want. We want 4% of fall on 12 feet. 3 to 1 or less on our slopes. Right down here, it tells us what we expect in our hot mix, compacted fill, nothing, it even gives the width. They gotta have a 50-foot right of way with the road centering in it. That's what we've been doing the whole time. We just didn't draw it for them. So I just thought it was time because we keep going back to this.
Ryan, when you say hot mix, is that tar and chip or?
No, this is asphalt.
Asphalt.
This is
You're gonna
asphalt.
require them to asphalt, not tar and chip, man.
We're getting out of the business.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Yours is the worst end and has been for many years. And now here's where I'm gonna go with it. When I'm working in Summertown on a new road that doesn't have a house on it, and the road we travel to get there is rough as a night in jail, and they call and say, what in the devil are you doing to that road?
Yeah.
Well, they paid for it.
Right.
Well, I don't care. Why ain't you working on my road?
Yeah.
this happened more in your area than anywhere, but it's spread now.
Yeah, I know.
So,
They're
they're
the
right.
road you're talking about.
Okay, they're right. You know, I'm spending my time, I try to cover my cost of my guys and my fuel and you try to figure this in,
Right.
but I don't cover the cost of my wear and tear. I don't cover the cost of perception, and I don't cover the cost of the way they feel about it.
Yeah.
And they're right 1,199%.
You're right.
Okay? Now, the next paper I'm gonna give you. Okay,
Don't we need to discuss
Well,
and pass this right here?
I need
before
you
we-
to hear the rest of this. This just goes along with it.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I wanna explain myself of
Okay,
why,
all right.
because somebody's gonna ask, how do you justify the cost?
Just give me time.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get ahead. That's all I'm doing.
Are you gonna look at all 16 copies, or you just gonna keep all of
No,
them?
I'm gonna keep them all.
Hey, well, you doing a damn good job of it,
I'm
by
not
the
taking
way.
no paper home.
Guys, I'm throwing some
Boys,
stuff at you, but I want
boys.
everybody in this room to understand, okay? Where I'm coming from, and I'll show you.
You leave this representative.
So old Betty didn't send the sheet.
All right. What you're looking at is Kylie Weathers done this. This is a 30-home subdivision with every house is equally worth $350,000. Okay? That's gonna bring in $52,775 in taxes per year. Now, what's the highway department gonna get of that? $5,000.
5,000, I thought that was.
Okay? Now follow me. $5,000. This piece of paper says it cost me because by the resolution, I can put the driveway tiles in. They buy the driveway tile. I spend $300 on a load of rock. I spend $491 in low boys, backhoes, and dump trucks with 3 employees. I spent $1,474 to put in one driveway tile. Now times it by 30, that's $44,000 I've spent on a new road I didn't even want. I gotta have some help, boys.
You let me put it.
Now, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna do you one better that you ain't gonna like it all, but it's necessary. Give that to me. Down there at the bottom of this page is the cost of the mix I'm asking for if I bought it and I laid it. Okay? For example, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 homes of what we doing won't hold up. Okay? They want the road done before the houses get started, so they can sell their houses as they go. All right. So the road's destroyed in 6-7 years if you make it that long. So the next step, they want asphalt when it's completed. So let's just say 10 years from now, at today's cost, it would cost me $145,600 to pave that 6/10 of a mile. That's today's money. What's it gonna be 10 years from now?
Me and Denny will be dead, it won't bother us.
Well, that's true. Now, altogether, with the tiles we provide, we didn't provide the tiles, we provided the service to put them in.
They bought the tile.
If I had to repave it to what I'm asking for, I've spent $189,000 on 6/10 of a mile. Now, tell them how long before I recoup my money.
38 years.
38 years. Boys, y'all can preach it all you want about all these subdivisions and growth, and my department is running as hard as they can that way. I don't gain a thing. Nowhere do I gain anything.
38 years.
38 years to recoup my money if it goes within 10
So
years.
Ryan, why don't we come up with a plan to have this developer
That's what I just give you.
put the money in there?
They do it all.
They do it all.
They do it.
Okay,
They're
then.
the ones making the profit off the houses anyway.
Well,
Just add to the cost of the house.
That's what this does, though, right?
that's what this does.
It
Okay.
gets him out of the business.
There's a 2-part to this.
Only thing
He
he
don't even
does.
wanna go build it at all. He-
No.
No, we're not pulling in on it. We're gonna inspect
You
it.
wanna do
They're
your
gonna
work.
inspect.
We've gotta do our work.
Right.
and then.
Chris Stutz'
and then
road.
inspect it.
We gotta honor him if they wanna follow through. And I wanna do that. I wanna honor them and the other 8, because we done started the process with them. But after that, if we pass this thing, this takes a hold. This takes effect. And from now on, we're out of this business. And my numbers tell you, we got to get out.
No, you're losing your.
We have to get out. We got to get out of this business.
I guarantee you other counties.
We're the only one doing it.
Yeah.
We're the only one doing it. Now,
Go ahead.
let me finish. I know we gotta go.
No, you're good,
We
go
ain't going
ahead.
nowhere, you go on.
Oh, this is
I want you to
progress,
honor,
man.
this is a 2-part system.
You're just getting started.
Yeah. Well, I get passionate about it, 'cause this kept me up, man. How much time we spent on this? All This is a 2-part. The second part is in Ryan Durham's hands. Here's what I wanna do. Here's what I think we should do on the new development. For 2 reasons. We want a surety bond put up to assure that we get this right here, what we're asking for. We demand it. The second reason is, the second thing I want out of it is we want a percent complete. Before it is eligible for acceptability, we want it to be 75% completed.
No, that ain't enough.
Or 90.
90%.
Whatever we
It's
decide.
gotta be at least 90%.
Whatever that percentage we can agree on to be complete before they can come to us and say, hey, we've done our part. We'd like for you to raise it, or come and inspect it so you release our bond. If it's not right, we've got their bond. Okay. Here's the kicker we've never done. That surety bond is gonna do one thing. If we did 90%, 10 homes in there, 9 of them's got built, and the man died. He got divorced, he went bankrupt. Whatever his case, I've seen all 3
Sounds familiar.
Your surety bond just insured 9 of them homes got a new road. You can't do that no other way. Guys, we just helped the people that you invited here. And we done better, and we didn't cost the taxpayer a dime. We saved them money, and you saved this department, you helped this department for a long time.
Well,
I'm not putting in any more driveway tiles because the road won't legally be ours until we get either by the spec until it's paid.
one other thing we need, this is sort of separate from yours though. Right now, anybody can go out here and buy 10 acres, put a road down the middle of it, and start selling lots off of it.
Yeah.
We need in this county for them to at least be able to let us know what they're doing. And same thing with that surety, because people start buying houses, they may know it's not a county road, but 5 years from now, they sell that house to another person, they assume it's a county road.
You got one of them, ain't you, big boy?
Okay,
Yeah.
the surety bond, the surety bond discussion. I want that because we're doing that, but if we can get to that, if Ryan says, here's how we get to it. The surety bond, I want it to come before me and the highway commission. That way we all sit down, we all see it, we all get an understanding, okay, here's what they're gonna do. Here's their money, here's their stuff, you know, here's what they gotta put up, their bids, we got all these numbers, we gotta look at it. If something like that happens and we have to access their bond, it wasn't because I said it, it's because we said.
Yeah.
We don't have to meet every time one comes up, but we can do it when it's agreeable for us. We don't have to jump through hoops for them, but it should come before whoever's on the committee.
Yeah.
And let them look at it. Hey, let's see where the water's gonna go. You know, let's do the best we can do while we're doing it. Now, if we're gonna do it, we win just by changing this. But the surety bond and the percentage complete and the getting everybody involved, we all win then. The people that we're inviting here or moving here they're gonna be covered. And we've never had that.
Keeps
But that's the second stage.
Again, you're only capturing those where the developer is wanting it to be a county road.
We can't change
If
the,
they're putting in a subdivision and they have no desire to make it a county road,
I can't, that's,
then,
that's no different than today.
Right.
No different than today.
well, that's the
4
issue.
years ago, we're talking about that.
Yeah.
No different than today.
Well, that's a question.
One more, and we're fixing to take it back.
I wanna, the bond, as long as we get the bond, it doesn't matter whether we go with 75 or 95, does it?
Oh, you're talking about the
Well,
percentage.
It does matter, that's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Because the lower we go, if we go to 75, it's gonna cost us more for the bond than it would at 95. Is that not right?
Well,
Make
no,
good
but-
common sense. Huh? Huh?
If it's 90%, then it's more than likely if they crawfish, dive, whatever,
Yes.
there's less of the security bond is gonna have to be used.
Well, the 75%, y'all misunderstand me, I think, a little bit on that. The 75% or 90% is the homes built, not the road. The road's gotta be done regardless. I'm talking about, we want the subdivision,
90%.
we want 90% or 75% of homes to be built, so the damage is less to us after we
And
do it.
then if they mess it up putting the houses and all up, they gotta fix it.
Well,
So
they're
now you're talking about-
responsible for the
Now
damage.
you're talking about approving a subdivision plan, a drainage plan, all the civil engineering plans.
Well,
and
we
develop that whole
don't, we can't
subdivision.
require civil engineering, now, they got to use it.
Well, I know, but that goes back to me.
Well, now that you're gonna kick that door back open, you gotta be easy with that.
I know, but I mean, all that water is hitting hard paying down, it's running
Right.
off on the
Wait,
neighbors' farms and everything else.
Wait this minute, I think the surety bond is gonna be for another day.
Yes, that's a separate
That's gonna be
conversation.
Y'all doing
another day.
your rules. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chair would like to entertain a motion, I will get him, to go ahead and amend the language and the words that y'all want to put into this.
Make a motion that we accept
Second.
as written.
All right, I do have a motion and a second, all in favor of that?
Wait a second, before we vote on it. He says as written.
Well, that,
Correct.
With,
amended.
as
as
with-
amended,
As,
as
okay,
the
all
words
right,
that are
as-
amended in
that-
it, yeah.
That
All
includes,
right.
or on 14
All the
shall not
shalls and all that to
6%,
be added.
or at the discretion of the
Yeah.
road, so, okay, all
Yeah.
right, I just wanna make sure
We'll
that's
fix
in
the
there.
word
Yeah.
Monday morning.
All right, we do, that has passed. Now, before we take action on passing the whole thing, I'm gonna recognize you.
In light of the new, road specs, and Ryan says he would like to honor our road and
We
the
will
8
take
others.
care of that.
If CLA can come, if Ryan comes back out and re-quotes the road to today's prices, and CLA can come up with the money to put up, would this committee recommend to the commission to adopt that road
Yes.
Yeah, cause you're all over the.
under the old specs?
Right.
Yes.
Y'all are on the list of folks that he
We
talked
are
to.
gonna pass that to you.
Okay.
When
wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't there.
Now, I'm gonna recognize Steve, and then we'll get down to it.
This road, I don't have the list of roads that's on there right now. At this time,
Let me see if I can find.
everyone knows about Michael Drive. I've worked on it. They haven't been able to meet the specs, actually bring the road up to spec or meet the money. And it doesn't look like they will. But if they do in the future, I would like them to have the option because we gave them a couple of quotes before about the tar and chip, if they could be on this list, to go by the old rules. If they get the road up to spec and cover that old price, would that be possible? Because they've kind of been in an outlier for a while.
We have had the discussion with them for many years, different ones through the years.
Right.
Well, I guess it's,
I think you could give them a deadline, if they can do it by a certain date, then they could go under the.
I have another road on here that I didn't put on here that has been there for a long while. They have now come to me in the recent past about it, but I said no, because there's a 3-acre church pit at the end of it. And I said, don't put that on me. cause I don't want it, and they're building houses out there. Well, we're not gonna bear that cost. I said no to that, and I didn't add it into their list because of the situation. We don't need that.
No.
That's just a dead end road for us. It won't stay.
And hauling church
Even
out
though
of
they
the
paying
dump
for it.
trucks,
Yeah,
and
yeah, you know.
it's gonna be the pieces.
Worse than Amish country.
Yes.
Well, Michael Drive is a unique situation. I don't know how to handle that really. I don't know how to even have an answer. It's been going on so long, I don't know that,
Well, I don't,
you know.
and I don't know that I don't know that anything's gonna change there. I'd just like them to have the option, because once we implement this and it goes to asphalt, then it's put to rest forever at that point. I would at least like for them to have the ability in the near future, if possible, if they can come up with the money and meet that quote that they were given to get the road to spec and for the tar and chip. I'd like them to have the ability to do that.
What, end of this fiscal year?
Did I give you the price?
It was 41,000, I think, on the last quote, but that was a while ago. And that probably needs to be updated as well.
She's
'cause
probably got it, I don't remember what.
that was several months ago when I
How
looked
many,
into
how many
that.
houses are we talking, Steve?
It's 15 houses. 15 houses, roughly 40 to 50 residents.
$3,000 a house?
Seemed like to me it was cheaper than that at one time.
It
Like
was.
2,200 or something.
Well, it's been being priced.
I'd give 10,000 to get city one and good road miles.
She said the first price we gave was 14,000, that's how long.
You know, we could present this to the commission with a, a starting date. You know, it could be September 1, it could be August 1, it could be, or it could be immediately. If you're.
Well, we were shooting for immediately because
Okay.
of what's going on. You know, I know, I still got man to do the old way, but with what's going on, we needed to kick off. And hey, let's get out of the business, I still got man to do,
Okay.
All right,
you know.
do we need to put a limit on these 9? Do we need to say that they've gotta have their ducks lined up by the last day of December of this year, or when, to tell them to either get off the pot or do what they gotta
I
do?
have thought about this, and
I think we need to, because
we
if we
can do
don't,
that, but my
it may
answer
be
is
like
this.
your road 20 years from now, they say, wait a minute, we were on this list 20 years ago.
Look at
And
this
y'all-
quote, yeah.
A volatile market is hard to price and it's hard to budget for, also for the man putting up the money. I don't think nobody wants to put their money up today because we hope we see a cheaper price 2 months from now. But I don't know that. It's just part of the reason I want out of the business, because I ain't a mind reading.
According to who we're bombing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you put a limit on it,
Venezuelan oil.
I think we
it also puts me in a bind because my work runs out usually in tar and gravel and in the office.
No, it does not mean you have to have it
They
done
just have to
by
have
them.
their money.
They've gotta have their end of it taken care of by such and such a date.
Well, that puts me in, the only problem with that is I gotta bid it, I gotta give them a quote for next year.
Okay.
But,
Alright. understand
yes, I
what you're
agree the time limit, I still agree with it, it's just hard to.
Okay.
He's still gonna eat something if he's doing it.
Well, if I ain't
next
careful, I'm gonna eat it or I'm gonna have to pay it back, and I'd rather pay it back.
All right, let's
year. There you go.
let's
That's
take
the
a
right
vote on the new road spec. I would entertain a motion.
We got a motion.
In a second.
We got a second.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. All right, all in favor on it? Opposed? We don't have any, that passes. Now, the list of roads that he's got here.
So that goes into effect, Mr. Chairman, can I ask you that?
Well,
goes into
he's-
effect at the
he-
next commission meeting?
Yeah, that's up on passage.
That's a good thing, hey, that's a win for everybody.
All right, now, on the roads that's listed here. I'll entertain a motion that we accept them, or either, if y'all wanna put a date on it, time frame, or whatever. That we uphold the old road specs, the ones that's on this list.
I can do the date We just have to price it in a way that covers us and cut them their money back if I were charged. And that's the only way you can.
Okay.
So
Market price or something, yeah.
All right, do I hear a motion that we accept these roads?
yes,
Can I hear a second?
I'll say.
All right, I do have a motion in a second. All in favor on it?
What was your date? What was your date?
Discussion?
I don't even think he put a date.
That's why I
We
did
could
discussion
do it.
after the second.
Yeah, you need to back up and let's do a discussion before we vote.
Okay, all right, open it back up for discussion
Alright, so
then.
you need a date on the cap on these, and then, are you gonna consider Michael Drive adding to that list or not? If they come up to this spec or not? I think that's the question. The likelihood of them doing it.
how long has Michael Drive been in this?
As long as I've been
Since
around.
I've been around.
20+ years at least,
Huh?
probably.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
I
hey, Ryan,
I think I remember when
if
it first came up.
we're gonna ever do anything in favor of Michael Drive,
Okay.
Right now's the way to do it.
let's at least give them that.
Give them a chance to
we
put it
got
in.
it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you.
I make a motion, we add Michael
All
Drive to the list.
All right, I have got a motion that we add Michael Drive. I got a second there. All in favor of doing that? All right, now, floor is open, discussion on timeframe.
I'll price all of these by September the 1st.
All right,
Whether I get them till next spring, it keeps me within a physical year. Is
okay. September the first.
that good? I mean,
Works for me.
I mean, I
just
think
want
the
something-
time needs to be
I don't
done.
want it to be swinging out here
Did we add-
10 years from now and then run back out here and say, hey, wait, we were on this list 10 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I don't care what
Most
it
of
is.
these,
but
most of
we need an
these
end.
are already started and home started on, so they're wanting to go, you know.
So are we gonna do the September the first on the,
I'll have it priced by September 1st. There is no more pricing.
okay, September the first.
I move we accept September the 1st.
Okay,
Is the date.
26.
all right, I got a second on that, and Dee, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, that there passes. Now,
It's too fast.
do we have any other?
Wayne's getting us out of here.
I got a
But you're gonna price it for 2027.
Yes.
What it's gonna cost you.
Do we have any other discussion?
I got a couple questions
All
on
right.
that front. How much,
Got the floor.
how much money you got left out of your $6 million bond, or is it $9 million?
It's $6 million.
Should've been 9.
3.3,
Should've been 20.
right at 3.3 something. It's close to 3.4.
Where did the 9 million come from?
The 9, I think, is what we're calling the state aid money. The
Oh.
3
Two, was it?
somewhere in that
3.2 plus
range
the
is
6.
what we
Yeah,
pulled in.
that's 9.
State aid money,
How many miles have you covered with it so far?
out of the 6 million.
Yeah.
We did 50. It's in the 50.
Roughly
55 to 58 miles last year, out of that money.
Yeah, we
We
you and I
doubled,
talked,
we did, but-
it was a little less than 60.
we more than doubled what we were doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So 3 million you're able to do, a little less than 60 miles. Basically what
That's-
it's spent.
Yeah, we had to take some of that and add to our state aid money to finish the project, so a little of it went on asphalt. The biggest majority of that money went out in the county of what we planned for it to do in tar and gravel out in the communities.
County Road looks great out there.
Yeah, it does, it turned out good.
Rosser Road looks.
All right, do we have any
Never
other
been like
business? If we don't, I'll entertain a motion with adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
We are adjourned. Thank y'all for coming.